ANC MP Makhosi Khoza has announced that she is leaving the ruling party. She's made the announcement at a press briefing a short while ago at Lilliesleaf Farm in Rivonia. Khoza says she's leaving because of the current state of the ANC, describing it as alien and corrupt. Khoza says she no longer recognizes the current leadership of the ANC as legitimate and chooses not to be led by such people. She says she's constantly harassed by party comrades in Parliament. Khoza was one of the several ANC members who spoke out about voting in favor for the vote of no confidence against President Zuma. The former chair of the Ad Hoc Committee for Communications says she should have been more critical about the happenings within the party and spoken out more. Khoza says she doesn't believe the ANC can self-correct because leaders are not tolerant of corruption. Well, for more, I'm joined in studio by the former ANC MP, Makhosi Khoza. Dr. Khoza, thank you so much for joining us. Well, let's start with the fact that you have just announced your resignation, but judging on some of the reaction coming from the ANC caucus, they said they have not received a formal letter of resignation. And Zizi Kodwa on Twitter saying that he says you're escaping the disciplinary process and that they haven't received that official letter from you.
Well, I have sent the letter to Mandisa Mavata, who is the PA of the Secretary of the ANC, Comrade Kwete Mantache. Now, you must remember, in South Africa, we have proportional representation system. I cannot submit a resignation in Parliament. When I submit my resignation to the ruling party, automatically I cease to be a member of Parliament.
All right, and as for the disciplinary process?
The disciplinary process, frankly, there is an unlawful structure that is hell-bent on charging me. And some of them have even pronounced that they are going to fire me. Am I going to allow myself to be fired by a structure that has been declared null and void by the courts? No, I'm not prepared.
You've said that you will not be led by leaders who lost legitimacy and credibility.
Yes, the ANC, one of the things that I think I must concede, I have failed to do. I think as a member of the ANC, I think we have not dealt with corruption the way we should. And not a single member, I mean, from the president downwards, the people are just doing things. They are never disciplined for that. And to me, I think the party ought to have learned when we lost Cape Town, when we lost Ekurhuleni, when we lost Tshwane, when we lost Johannesburg, and when we declined in major cities in South Africa. I think the ANC ought to have taken that as a sound, you know, as a warning to say, hang on a sec, the people are now, the ANC is running away from the ANC. And in fact, somebody on my Facebook wall said, Dr. Khoza, you did not leave the ANC. The ANC left you the way it has left South Africans.
So do you think you've exhausted all available options?
I have. Okay. I have.
Okay.
I have.
In terms of the ANC, you're saying that in leaving there's no hope. So where do you see the party going? You say there's no hope and they cannot self-correct. So do you have little, in the foreseeable future, little regard for the ANC? One
of the things that the ANC did very well and that it has achieved was to bring about the Constitution of the Republic. That guarantees me my right to moral conscience. When the ANC punishes me for exercising my right to moral conscience, there is nothing that is common between myself and the ANC when it does so. So the ANC has a problem, takes issue with a member who is exercising moral conscience. And morality is about knowing what is wrong and right. And I am refusing to support corrupt leadership. So I am punished. If I continue with being in the ANC, I'm actually saying corruption is okay. And I don't think so. I feel so strongly that corruption is enemy number one of development and is enemy number one to Africa's prosperous path. And I am not prepared to compromise on that.
So were you pushed out?
I was pushed out, yes.
Where to for you now? And do you think that your political career you've sort of formed for yourself now with outside of the ANC because you were outspoken?
No, I mean, you must remember, I hold a doctoral degree in administration. I've just finished a major study that proves that isiZulu is mathematically formulated. Now, this is the year of O.R. Tambo. South Africa ranks 139 out of 139 in the world in mathematics and science. And I want to play a role in bringing mathematical fun to the South African classroom. I can play that role. I also wanted to work with even civil society like Anti-Corruption Watch, and I want to work with them. I mean, and I think I would be more useful there than fighting battles that I know very well I will not be able to conquer, because corruption in the ANC is institutionalized. It's in every level, every level.
So you're stepping out of politics?
I'm stepping out, not necessarily of politics. I'm still going to fight in politics. And I believe that the biggest mistake that we made was to leave politics to people who do not value moral conscience. To leave politics to people who are not ethical. And as an intellectual, as an academic, I think I need to be in politics, because politics affects everybody, a business person, an unemployed person, a worker, a student. It affects everyone. So I'm going to go back in politics, but I want to go back in politics in my own terms. Not to go in politics and be told all the time, you can't say this or that, because the leadership corrective is saying, no, support President Zuma. When you know that President Zuma doesn't cut it with the people of South Africa. I can't do that.
So which political home do you know yet you'll be joining? To
be honest with you, there's no political home that I have already identified. Okay. There's no political home that I've identified. I feel so strongly about Africa, and I really do believe that the mission of the ANC to liberate Africans in particular has not yet been accomplished. And I wanted to pursue that mission. And the only way you can pursue that mission is not to deprive learners mathematics and science. How are you going to prosper if you are going to be compromising the standards of mathematics and science? I'm not prepared to do that. I want to go there where I can make a difference and make sure that every South African child, black or white, I don't care who they are, they have a better future. And that is why I am here. And that is why I've taken this decision. I care about those children. I care about their future. I also care about the generations after them. And this is a very informed decision. It's not an emotional decision at all.
Listening to you talk, it sounds like the political landscape of this country and of Africa is almost unconquerable. Like there are many minds that you have to change in your fight for this. And even just talking about maths and science, don't you think that the education system in our country needs some serious tender love and care?
Of course, I agree with you. We spend over 10% of the entire budget on education. What do we have to show for it? Yeah. And I am talking about mathematics and science because any society that is prosperous has invested a lot in mathematics and science. And by making sure that I demystify mathematics, I think I will be able to get more South Africans to excel in different fields of study. Remember that mathematics it opens you to all sorts of fields. It's not confined to one. And this being the heir of O.R. Tambo, was very, very passionate about mathematics. I think I am actually not just making a political statement like my leaders would. I'm doing something practical. In fact, the ANC is in me. Nobody is going to take it. Gwete Mentashe can't take it. Zweli Mkhize can't take it. Zuma can't take the ANC in me, that machine. It's in my blood, in my vein. I'm taking it with me.
So can I ask you then to comment on your feelings towards the upcoming elective conference in December?
To be honest with you, as far as I'm concerned, I've looked at the profile of the people that are putting themselves up there. I don't think any of those people, to me, are serious about rooting out corruption. And most of them have been in that NEC anyway. Why did they allow this state of paralysis to get to this point? And what is it that they are going to do now? What did they do before?
Yeah.
And I don't have confidence in them. And that is precisely the reason why I'm leaving. Because I'm looking there. My options are limited. If I had better options, I would have stayed. If good leaders tomorrow emerge from the ANC, oh, happily I'll go back to my ANC that I love so dearly. But this corrupt one, I'm sorry.
Do you think more will follow? I mean, we've already had the likes of SABC Jonas and Wako Ramatlhodi, Dipuo Peters, now you. Are there more to come?
Let me tell you something. There's one thing I love about what we fought for in this country and what the ANC did to me. By the way, they may be labeling me ill-disciplined. They must blame themselves. They must blame the party. It taught me to believe in what I think. And it taught me to go to school. The ANC, by the way, paid for my degree, my undergraduate degree. And I believe that more people are going to see that these people who have hijacked our good ANC must get out. In fact, what I wanted to do, I wanted to call for a revolt by branches to get rid of all the leaders that are corrupt within the ANC. We needed to get that revolution now. We can't have South Africa going the same route as every failed state in Africa. And the only thing that failed those states is corruption. Let's be serious about it. Let's fire people. And the ANC constitution is saying every member, without exception, must abide by the ANC constitution. Why haven't we charged Zuma?
Yeah.
Why are we charging Makhosi Khoza? We are making a mockery about the rule of the law. We are making a mockery of the ANC constitution. Charge Zuma, fire Zuma from the ANC. Then I will know that you are serious about self-correcting.
Dr. Khoza, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for coming in. Dr. Makhosi Khoza with us after her announcement a short while ago that she is quitting the ANC.